Welcome back to Crypto Unlocked. I'm your host, Crypto Daryl, and when it comes to crypto, most people only pay attention when a coin is pumping. They see green candles, they see the hype on X, and that's when they start asking the questions. But the truth is, the biggest moves in crypto don't actually happen because of hype. They happen because of real developments, the type of news that adds real utility to a blockchain. News that changes how people and institutions can actually use it. And right now, that's exactly what's happening with XDC. Circle, the company behind USDC, one of the biggest and most trusted stablecoins in the entire world, has officially announced that USDC and the cross-chain transfer protocol known as CCTP V2 are coming to the XDC network. And that right there, my friends, is a game changer. Let's talk about why. First, let's keep it simple. What is USDC? One USDC equals $1, and is backed by real reserves. It's trusted, it's regulated, and is widely used across exchanges, DeFi apps, and businesses. Out of all the stablecoins in the entire world, USDC is one of the safest and most reliable. So when you hear that USDC is coming to XDC, what that actually means is XDC is about to get direct access to billions of dollars worth of stablecoin liquidity. Think about that. Traders, businesses, and institutions will now be able to move money in and out of XDC instantly. Using a dollar-backed coin that everyone trusts, that alone is massive. But Circle isn't just bringing USDC, they're also bringing something called CCTP V2, and here's where things can get even more powerful. CCTP stands for Cross-Chain Transfer Protocol. Now, don't let that name scare you, though. It's pretty simple. It allows USDC to move seamlessly across different blockchains. No more wrapping tokens, no more risky bridges. If you've ever tried to send money from one blockchain to another, you know how messy it really can be. Sometimes you have to swap to wrap tokens. Sometimes you're stuck with high fees. Sometimes it just fails. This solves all of that. It lets you take USDC on one chain like Ethereum and move it directly to another chain like XDC without the middleman. It's safe, it's fast, it's clean, and now it's with V2. And it's even more efficient. So let's connect the dots. What does this mean for XDC? Well, XDC is built to power global financial trade. It's focused on helping banks, businesses, and institutions digitize how they move goods and money across borders. But for that to work at scale, XDC needs to be stable, trusted liquidity. Businesses don't want to settle in volatile tokens. They want stable coins. They want to send $1 and know it's going to arrive as $1. Not 95 cents or $1.10, depending on the market. That's why USDC matters so much. With it being run on XDC, you suddenly have a stable digital dollar flowing through the network, ready to be used in supply chain deals, trade settlements, and cross-border payments, and real-world finance. That's not speculation, that's utility. Now imagine a bank that's testing blockchain for trade finance. Without USDC, they might hesitate. How do they settle deals without a stable dollar on chain? But with USDC available, that hesitation disappears. They can send stablecoin dollars across USDC network instantly with full confidence in the value. And if they need to move those dollars to another blockchain, CCTP V2 makes it simple. This turns XDC from just a blockchain for trade into a true part of the global digital money system. Let's zoom out for a second though. Stablecoins are the backbone of crypto. Every big move in this space, every growth wave has been powered by stable coins. Traders use them, businesses use them, and now governments are paying attention too. The fact that Circle chose XDC as one of the blockchains to bring USDC and CCTP V2 speaks volumes. They're not just handing out this to any random project. They're picking blockchains they believe in, chains that have real use cases and strong futures. That's a vote of confidence in XDC. And here's why this matters for altcoin season. Every cycle, certain projects separate themselves from the pack. They're not just hype plays, they're not just meme coins, they're actual projects that land real partnerships, solve real problems, and connect to real money. That's what XDC is doing with this move. While other coins are trying to find their narrative, XDC now has a very clear one: stablecoin-powered trade finance with Circle's USDC integration. That's the type of story that attracts not just retail investors, but institutional money. Now, let's also talk about timing. We're heading into a market cycle where liquidity is going to flood back into crypto. Bitcoin will do its thing, Ethereum will follow, and then altcoins will start to run. At that point, narratives become everything. Coins with strong narratives backed by real partnerships tend to outperform. And you tell me, what's a stronger narrative than XDC saying, we're bringing USDC and cross-chain stablecoin transfers directly to our network. And also, we're focusing on powering the future of trade finance. That's a monster narrative. That's how sleeping giants instantly wake up. Here's the thing. Most people won't understand the importance of this news. They'll skim right past it, they'll chase the next shiny meme coin of the week and ignore XDC. But that's how it always works in crypto. The quiet projects, the ones building real connections and landing real partnerships, are the ones that surprise everyone when they finally move. And this Circle partnership is exactly that. It's not hype, it's a concrete upgrade to XDC ecosystem, and that will change how the network is used. So what's the bottom line here? Circle is bringing USDC and CCTP V2 to XDC. That means trusted stablecoins, real liquidity, safer and faster cross-chain transfers, and direct integration with the global financial system. It makes XDC more attractive to institutions, more useful for businesses, and more powerful for traders. This is the type of news that gets overlooked in the short term, but in the long term, it can define a project's future. Altcoin season is coming. Liquidity is about to rotate. And when it does, the market is going to look for coins with real stories, real adoption, and real utility. XDC now checks all those boxes. While everyone is chasing hype, XDC is quietly positioning itself to become one of the biggest winners of the cycle. That's why I called it a sleeping giant. And with USDC coming on board, that giant is starting to wake up. So remember this moment, because 6 months from now, when people are asking why is XDC pumping so hard, you already know the answer. It's because the foundation was laid right here. With this partnership, with this integration, and with this move that takes XDC from being overlooked to being undeniable. Don't sleep on this opportunity, because the smart money sure isn't going to sleep on it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.